The Eagles might still be 4-1, but they've been outgained in terms of total yards in all 5 games this season. They're just the second defending Super Bowl champion to start a season that way, joining the 1987 Giants, who started 0-5 and missed the postseason. Didn't help. The quarterback Phil Simms missed 3 of those games, of course, you remember correctly. Dan, why was that Eagles offense so stagnant yesterday?
Stagnant, that's a word to describe it. It's the most predictable offense in the NFL right now, one of them. I mean, if the Eagles are in the shotgun on first and second down, they're throwing the ball. They don't ever play under center anymore, and if they do, it's a guaranteed run, it feels like. And then what happens is early downs are killing this offense. They're not good on early downs right now, which is something they dominated in last year. So on early downs, they're behind the chains, and then they get into obvious second and or third downs, passing situations, and they're not built to handle all those different disguises and pressures. And they're still predictable with their routes. I mean, these are the third downs in the second half yesterday. A.J. Brown runs a slant in. They get to 3rd and 15, and then Benito runs a stunt. They get to 3rd and 13, and here's an all-out bluff pressure that is simulated with 7 guys in coverage. That's not how this offense is built to play. It's still wildly too predictable, and if they get into obvious passing situations and you play zone behind it, advantage defense.
Yeah, I hear a number of conversations going on about how the offensive line is not the same, but there are circumstances where they're not giving them a chance. And these condensed formations and these splits that they're creating where people are now starting to crowd the line of scrimmage for Saquon Barkley. This is one example of it right here. We're in the shotgun, and we get to the point where you can count the box. Look at this condensed formation. Everything is inside almost the hashes by the time you get this motion activity. Look how many defenders are around Denver. They trigger this. The safety goes up into the line of scrimmage. They try to bring a backside wide receiver on like a trap action, and Saquon now is already in the line of scrimmage. You see them insert again. It is just so crowded around there. You look at the pass that he was able to hit for a touchdown. They went out, found him space, found him a one-on-one to get going. To me, this is about the offensive coordinator. And listen, y'all, we've had this conversation about Philly before, and they were able to get it fixed and manage how they play football going forward. I 100% agree with you, Dan, but if I'm looking at a 9-man box in shotgun with Jalen Hurts and just Saquon Barkley back there on the early down, what are we doing running just a regular?
It's also not a play-action offense either.
And the condensed formations, to go off of that, the tight ends aren't good enough at blocking for them to pull that off the way some other teams that have more condensed looks are. I feel like the story of the game for me was just that Denver, and it's crazy to say this about an Eagles team, was better in the trenches on both sides of the ball.
Oh, sure.
It was predictable going into it for sure, but it was so obvious. And you've been talking about the offense. I'm going to focus on the Eagles defense, not the Denver defense. That 4-man rush just isn't getting it done right now. They lost players in free agency from the Super Bowl team, but it was predicated, or like the hope for them being still good again was predicated on the idea of Jalen Carter taking over football games. He's not taking over football games right now. I think he's hurt. He's playing hurt, and he's getting doubled a lot. But even when he is getting doubled, no one's taking advantage of the one-on-one. So at the moment, this pass rush to me is just not sufficient to play the style of football they want to play structurally. Fangio dialed up some good blitzes in this game. That felt like the only way they could get pressure.
Yeah, let's give some love, though, to this Broncos defense. How were they able to just contain Philly so well?
I mean, Dan started off, right? They don't handle pressure well, and it was simulated pressure. It was 5-man fire zones. They also brought Talanoa Hufanga up to the line of scrimmage, and you were able to bluff, but also drop defenders opposite him to put pressure on the quarterback. There's a huge sack by McMillan late in this game. Also, Hufanga was able to put pressure on Jalen Hurts and get the football out of his hand. I thought that Vance Joseph knew that they would play well on early downs, and then it was about making Jalen Hurts make decisions on third down. And you know this, if you're in off coverage with the pressure, you're going to get a hitch, you're going to get a stop, you're going to get a slant. Yes. If you give them an opportunity to throw the fade because you're impressed, that's exactly what you're going to get. So you will basically eliminate more than half of the route tree just by presenting pressure to the Philadelphia Eagles. So not only are they stagnant with the initial play call, they also don't adjust with any creativity.
And Boogie, that's what's concerning, because when we talked about Philly being dominant, it was always them dictating what you did
setting
defensively.
The tone,
like setting the tone beyond the physicality formation-wise, using RPO with Jalen, using zone read with Jalen. They have, like, defenses are just lining up at the line of scrimmage and going forward against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Part of it, too, both guards are essentially gone from last year with Dickerson's injury, so then it's all connected. Bad early downs, you're not an overly exotic protection team on second down, and teams know if they follow the Tampa model of fire zone pressure you're not going to have success against that defense.
Oh, you love to see it for Vrabel and co. What?
What was Tennessee thinking?
Good point. Well,
People
they
get
let him
bored.
go.
I mean,
in case.
Vrabel, why would you not want Stefon Diggs in your locker room?
That's a good point, too.
He's a
What were the Bills
competitor,
thinking? What was Tennessee thinking?
That's all I was thinking about last night.
Yeah.
A lot of people were probably thinking that.
Yep.
Maybe
All
Tennessee
right.
was thinking that. I don't know. RC, how are the Patriots able to get it done offensively?
Well, I think the first thing is when you have a competitor that feeds off of pettiness, you need to feed it.
You would
You-
not
you
know
would know.
anything.
I know
Yeah.
nothing about that.
Just
when
gonna
you,
say
when
it.
you have somebody
Ah.
that holds a grudge and that plays with emotion and that understands that I want to go out and show this team and show these people that you do need me, that I can help a team win. The first snap of the game is a pass to Stefon Diggs, and you can tell when he got the football in his hands, it wasn't about falling down. It was about making plays. It was about exacting revenge on the team that he feels gave up on him. And the entire night, you watched him and Drake Maye continue to develop cohesion, but we're seeing that relationship grow. Last week, he said, I'm about a 5 out of 10 on the playbook. And I've heard that Josh McDaniels' system is extremely wordy. It's hard and difficult to understand. But you are seeing Drake Maye and Stefon Diggs begin to understand one another. And to me, that goes beyond the playbook. And we saw that last night.
Those broken plays connection between quarterback and receiver had to feel very similar to the fans of Buffalo. Because the stuff that Josh Allen and Steph used to do was so much like what Drake Maye and Steph did last night. And I'm shocked that they're on the same page this much. So Drake throwing on the run. Watch as he breaks the pocket. He's going to point downfield and see the reaction at the bottom of the screen by Steph. He points. Steph sees it within a fraction of a second. Spins away. Huge completion. That's being on the same page in that broken play element. 3rd and 7. Steph's at the bottom of the screen. A little pressure from Drake Maye. We've seen this before in this stadium with the quarterback that looks like this. Get outside the pocket. Steph's back is to the quarterback right now. He cuts it loose, throws it low way. This is a throwaway, essentially. Steph makes the play. That's a massive 3rd and 7 conversion backed up. And then the big boy play. This is grown men stuff. But just the awareness by Drake Maye and also like the trust. This is a bad decision unless you're a freak. And the awareness of my guy's out there. He'll make it right no matter. And that last week we talked about Drake and Steph seeing the defense the same way, man zone. We hadn't seen this type of connection from last night until that game.
Well,
It's like those broken plays.
Yeah.
Well, the entire night, I was thinking of that Spider-Man meme. Because, I'm not saying that Drake Maye is Josh Allen yet.
Stylistic.
He did
but
Josh
is-
Allen things.
Yeah, but he is Josh Allen-esque, and
Yeah.
we saw some of that last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, New England's defense made Josh Allen not look so Josh Allen-esque, right? Mina, what did they do so well to limit the reigning MVP?
It all starts with defending the run. This Bills offense has a dominant rushing attack, and the Patriots held them to their worst rushing performance of the season. It wasn't even that bad, but it was their worst of the season. They came into this game, by the way, and on the season now, they're 4th in yards per carry allowed. Going back and watching how they approached the run, I thought the nose tackle, Tonga, was unbelievable in this game. Robert Spillane, those are both free agent acquisitions,
Spillane's-
by the way, was incredible.
Yep.
However, the other thing I want to highlight, and this is coming off the run defense, a lot of times they would show 2 and they were able to add a safety to the box because they had so much faith in their cover corners. And that was really a big difference in this game. You highlighted some of those extended plays with Drake Maye, Steph Diggs finding a way to get open downfield.
Yeah.
How many times did it feel like Josh Allen was padding, buying time?
Gonzo.
Nobody was open. Christian Gonzalez was unbelievable in this game. He is unbelievable, and that's what the Patriots have. They have a dominant corner duo and a very good defensive line.
I agree, Mina. Look, RC, I was thinking about you last night. They plastered so well
Yes.
on extended plays, too. But the 3 turnovers. Look, Buffalo is fine. All right. Like, I thought New England played a phenomenal game. It was physical. New England is going to be a challenge for Buffalo when they play again. But the 3 turnovers in the red zone is the story of the night,
points
right?
off the board.
Very uncharacteristic of them this year. But also when you think about how this team operates, especially when they get into these particular situations, these are always, most of the time, at least field goals. We're talking about an opportunity for Buffalo on some critical downs to either extend drives or you get this interception from Josh Allen in the red zone. So, again, you walk away from this game if you're Buffalo saying we missed multiple opportunities in order to win this game or have an opportunity to win this game, and you just go back to the drawing board. But I don't think Buffalo needs to go and reinvent themselves at all. New England played well, give them credit.
Real quick on the run defense. This is one of the most explosive run games in football. Buffalo, New England didn't give up any to the running backs. That was the
Wow.
most impressive thing.
Tackling was huge.
So much credit.
Tackling.
Leverage, all
And
that.
you also,
They were ready for that.
Think about their coach. from a culture of stopping the run first.
Good point. And maybe he's a little bit petty, too. He was probably right there with Diggs.
I don't know nothing about that.
All right. I love that you're so self-aware.